Ever wonder how people stay alive so long and get a ton of kills? You can learn this power, but not from a Jedi. Welcome to episode 3 of Beginner's Guide, where my goal is to help new and struggling players improve in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Today we'll be taking a look at how to pick your engagements and how to prioritize targets. This video is mainly aimed at new or struggling players, however stick with me till the end and we'll play a round of Can I Get Up There?, where we see what we can climb on top of. Today, I'll give you a nice flanking route for the junkyard on Tatooine. You can use it if you're the Empire attacking on Galactic Assault, or if you're playing Blast, it works there as well. I'd love to hear from you guys, so in the comments, let me know you were here. I read every single comment, and I try to reply back to every single one as well. If you learned anything in this video, please make sure to hit that like and let me know. Then hit the subscribe and notification button so you don't miss when new videos are out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then streams at 8 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I would really love your guys' support. While you play, you'll get into a ton of firefights. Some good and some are bad. While not all bad engagements can be avoided, there are ways to turn them back in your favor. Wait, wrong franchise. That's better. The first option you have, and it's okay to use, is to flee the engagement. A lot of players never seem to do this and tend to push a bad fight. When I say flee an engagement, there are two ways to do it. There's baiting, and then there's completely leaving the fight. We'll get into both of these and when they're the best option. As soon as you see an enemy, or a group of enemies, your first thought after some choice words of shock should be, can I win this fight? There are several things to consider when thinking if you can win, and the first thing is numbers. If you turn a corner or you see an enemy turn a corner and you're outnumbered 3-1, or you're out in the open and the other party is behind some cover, the answer to can I win is a big no. At this point, you need to find the closest cover and get there in a hurry. Be sure to remember that the closest cover may be behind you, and the best way to get to any piece of cover and take the least amount of damage is to roll. Once you're behind cover, if the fight is 3-1 or more, it's best just to back off and find another path. Or if there's a friendly nearby, wait for them to come to your aid. Since in Battlefront 2 shots don't travel through objects or players, you're safe behind even the smallest piece of cover or debris, as long as all of your limbs are covered. If you find yourself behind cover and no way to retreat safely, or in a smaller 2-1 engagement, there are a couple ways to turn the fight back in your favor. The first is to toss a thermal detonator, impact grenade, or flash grenade to take out or to make it easier to take out one of your enemies. And if that doesn't work, there's always baiting. There's two major ways to bait in Battlefront 2. The first one we'll cover is continuing the situation from earlier. So you're outnumbered and you rolled behind some cover, but there's no way for you to get from behind the cover and retreat without being gunned down. People tend to pick up on and expect patterns, so use this to your advantage. Most players will peek out from the cover to engage by going from one side to the other, peeking out to the left, then peeking out to the right, and then the left, and then the right. And while this can sometimes be effective and catch a couple people off guard, a decent player is going to assume that this is what you're going to do. What I recommend in this situation is to peek out and fire 1 to 2 shots on the same side 2 to 3 times in a row, depending on the enemy's movements and their distance from you. The goal of these 2 to 3 peeks isn't necessarily to down your enemy. If you can do it in a quick 1 to 2 shots, that's awesome. But the main purpose is to get them to stay looking in the direction that you have been peeking from. So that way, once they start approaching you on the side you've been peeking from, you're able to pop out on the other side and get a few safe and easy kills. Let's take a look at this next clip for an example. So I'm on the roof in Tatooine on top of the cantina, and I see one enemy come up, quickly followed by a second. In this situation, I was confident in the 2-1 fight, and I was going to just engage them from where I was standing. But then I saw the red health of a third start approaching up the stairs. So I rolled backwards because the closest cover to me was what I was actually standing on. So I rolled away from them, and I led with a flash. The flash didn't blind them, and you can tell if your flash blinds them because the enemy player will be outlined in white. So I popped off and fired one shot on the left-hand side twice. Using third-person view, I can see that all 3 of them are moving to my left-hand side and looking in that direction since that's where I've been coming from. So I rotate over to the right, and I get 2 free kills right away before they even realize that I'd peeked out. A teammate of mine then came up and dropped the third, and we won that engagement. Here it is in full speed, so that way you know how it would normally look in a full speed engagement. Like everything else, being able to read player movements will take some time, so don't expect this to work in the first few times you try it. You need to be quick to duck in and out of cover, And don't forget that rolling is a great way to get out of cover and then back into cover quickly. You do only get 2 rolls consecutively until they patch it. Who knows what you'll get then. So don't use them both in one direction. The second way to bait is to show a full retreat and then use a flank to get behind them or wait behind a door. If you're going to wait around a corner or a doorway and then take them out when they come after you, you want to be sure that they saw you run off. That way they are more active to chase you and go, "Oh, I'm going to get you," and they run at full speed to where you went. Once they turn the corner, you get a good old peekaboo kill, and this works best if you're fighting an aggressive opponent. So anyone running a CR2, TL50, Blurg, or A280CFE are more likely to chase you than the other weapons. If you're going to bait by taking a flanking route, it's best to make them think that you're still behind the cover, and this works best if you can do a quick loop so they don't catch that you've left and get farther away. In this method, you want to fire off a few rounds so they think that you're there to fight. Once you see the enemy player take cover, it's time to retreat and then start getting behind them. This is my favorite method since it usually is the safest way to go. Usually it'll work best on smaller maps like on Death Star, where the rooms are small and the hallways loop back on each other. This also works extremely well if you're again outnumbered 3 to 1 or more, since you'll be able to fire off a few shots. Once they start seeking cover, you take off, come back around, and then you'll be behind the enemy opponent, and you can go ahead and engage them that way. When it comes to picking your fight, you want to make sure that you have the upper hand, or are confident that you'll be able to take out a target rather quickly. You do not need to shoot at every single target that runs by or that you see. If you're approaching a popular path and one target runs by, give it a second to see if he has friends coming behind him. You always want to make sure you take out the rear target first if they're in a group, and if you start shooting at the first player you see, 2 or 3 of his friends may turn that corner and light you up. When it comes to selecting which target you're going to take out first in a multi-enemy engagement, your first priority should always be the soft targets. What I mean by a soft target is the lowest health or the easiest one to hit. If there's 2 targets in front of you and one's behind a little bit of cover and the other one is out in the wide open, you're going to want to kill the one in the wide open first. If they're both in the open, you want to make sure you kill the one closest to you or the one that's the most damaged already. While this may seem as a common sense thing, a lot of times people will try to focus on one specific class. And while there are times to focus on one specific class, and we'll get into that here in a second, you always want to equal out the engagement as quickly as possible. Now, if you manage to sneak up on a group of enemies and they're all looking the opposite direction of you, so they're looking away, try and take out any officers first, since they're the strongest first infantry, followed by heavies. They can pop a shield, which is a pain to deal with at times, then assaults, and then specialists. Even though specialists have the least amount of health, they also have the least ability to fight back in a close range engagement unless they're using the A280CFE with burst, or they have infiltration active. Don't put much stock into this, and again, it's not an end-all be-all. You definitely want to take the soft targets out first. The reason officers are the strongest is, one, their weapons are the strongest in the game. They also have the ability to boost the health of everyone else in the area. So if you allow them to get their boost off, you're then going to be fighting a lot harder targets than what you had originally. If you engage with a heavy and you see them pop their shield, make sure that you aim at their feet if you're on the same level or ground level as them, or if you're above them, you can easily shoot their head because it's exposed. The shield does not cover the whole body, so whenever you're on the same level as a heavy, their feet are going to be exposed when that shield pops up. So instead of aiming center mass, go ahead and aim at the ground and start to shooting at their feet. You'll eventually take out their big toe, and then you'll win that fight. So let's move on to Can I Get Up There? So this was on Tatooine, and I was just trying to see what debris I could climb over. By now, most people know the first piece of this, that you can climb over the debris near the path towards the junkyard. But if you're willing to go out of bounds, you can actually get on top of the buildings outside of the map area and flank all the way back to parallel to the junkyard. By using this, you're able to get a huge flank on enemy troops in Galactic Assault, and I really hope that this helps somebody out there. I hope this video helped you guys, and if it did, let me know by hitting the like and leaving a comment. Then be sure to hit the subscribe and notification button so you don't miss a new video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will see you in game.